Hello, my name is Abigail, and I am being forced to read A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas against my will.
I'm so confused. Like, what is a fae? What's going on?
Oh.
I'm so confused.
I'll see it when I believe it because I'll believe it when I see it because another note about how I love Tamlin.
Am I dumb? I'm just very confused.
So the real story is that this is my best friend's favorite book. Picture of my best friend Samantha. Isn't she so pretty? Oh my gosh, I know. She loves this book and has been begging me to read it for approximately 2 years. And I know that makes me a terrible person. She just loves this book so much that I'm worried that if I slightly dislike it, if I have qualms with it, if you will, that she will hate me for the rest of my life. So I've been putting it off. It's also not my typical read, okay? I'm not much of a high fantasy person. I do read it occasionally, but not super often. I read a lot of YA fantasy and a lot of low fantasy, but not a ton of like regular high fantasy, which I think is what this would fall under. Also, I'm scared of spice. I'm scared of spiciness. I'm a very white person when it comes to reading. I love a peck, love a handhold, and I know that these things will apparently burn you from the inside out. Okay, so since I'm on Book Talk, I do know a few things about this book that I've just heard, like in comment sections or people say about it or whatever. So I'm gonna list those now so you know what I know going into it. First of all, fairy men. Fairy men are sexy, supposedly, in this book. Second of all, there's a line that's like, to the stars that hear things or something, and people put that on everything. Third thing, I've not heard a lot of people say this, so I'm sorry if I butcher it, but the main character is Feyre? I think it's Feyre. I think her last name is Archanon, and I think she has sisters, because I've heard a lot about Archanon's sisters. I don't know if it's this book or not, but I know there's something with soup that's like nasty. Everyone loves the second one. At least all that I've ever heard is that the second one's the better one. And number 6 is that something about the like two love interests, like, and one of them like disappears, or at least you just like never think of them again or something. I think I heard that. Well, let me check my calendar real quick, but it is currently December 12th. I need to have this read by December 25th and have finished this video. I also do work both these weeks and I'm out of town this weekend. So this is about 416 pages. I've read longer. I've also read shorter. It is time to crack this bad boy open. For Josh, because you would go under the mountain for me. I love you. I'm sure that's very sweet, but I don't know what that means. Honestly, anytime that a book has a map in it, I get very nervous. I don't like to use my brain. I don't particularly love thinking. If a book requires a map, that generally means I'm gonna have to do too much of those things. And now we read off camera. So a little update. It's actually December 22nd at 7:11 p.m. I have not read a single page of this book. Thank you, Peppa. Thankfully, Sam does know that this last week was kind of a disaster for me, or maybe I was the disaster. So I think she will be absolutely forgiving if this does not make it to her on Christmas. Also, her physical gift is big enough to be a real gift, but I really wanted to do this. I'm gonna read tonight. I'm also baking 2 cakes and some cookies. And then tomorrow I have to work. We have a family Christmas party afterwards. Christmas Eve, I have plans with the family. And then I see her Christmas Day. But I'm gonna try to read tonight. This may be a New Year's present, but I believe in myself that I can do this. Maybe. I also have to edit the video though.
Hi, it's very late. I should be in bed. I just finished chapter 3. I am so confused. What is a fae? What is a fairy? What is a high fae? Are all fae high fae? What is the faes, high faes monsters? Are those fairies? Why are they like 3 animals? Those are fairies. But like, how does a wolf look like a fairy? I thought they looked like people. I'm just so confused. I don't know. Am I just dumb? Or do I just not read enough fantasy for this? I don't know. And also, her sisters, like, kind of suck. Are they supposed to suck? Maybe I'm just reading into it a little bit too much, but I'd beat them up. But anyways, I don't know anything that's happening. I left on kind of a cliffhanger, but I need to go to bed, and Sam wants me to record my reaction to chapter 4, so I'm going to do that tomorrow.
Okay, so I did in fact go to bed late, obviously, so I woke up late this morning and therefore did not get any reading done, but I got out of work early for Christmas, and so I'm going to try to read today before this party, and I'm about to record my reaction to chapter 4. But it's a wolf, but it's also a fairy. I'm sorry if I'm stuck on this one thing. Oh, she can go live over there. But why is he offering this? She's going. Also, like, what mom makes their 8-year-old like do this kind of thing? Tea. Yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm still confused on the fairy fae beast complex here, but hopefully I figured that out. I'm gonna go read some more and hopefully get a lot in before this party, although I read that chapter super slow, so it's not looking good for me. Okay, hello, I'm about a quarter of the way done here. I've learned a lot. So there are high fae and fairies, but some of the fairies look like humans. The high fae also kind of look like humans. They've all got pointy ears. But then Tamlin, the specific high fae that got her, can transform into an animal and can transform other people into an animal, which is why the fae that she killed looked like a wolf. So yeah, also there was like a bog in the forest. It was very scary. I would have definitely turned around because I do not have enough self-control for that. But also this girl's feisty. I kind of like her. At the very beginning, she was giving me a bit of not like other girls vibes, but no, I like her now. Yeah, this is kind of a Beauty and the Beast situation. Is it supposed to be? I don't know, but I kind of love it. Also the masks is kind of a cool like magic thingy. Okay, I'm gonna read some more before this party. Hopefully read half of it tonight. Good morning. I was exhausted last night, but I stayed up so late reading this book because I was so intrigued. I was way too tired to make little videos on it, but I wrote down all of my feelings because I had so many things I wanted to talk about. So hold on. Okay, first of all, it feels like a mystery, which I don't know if this is just fantasy and like I haven't been reading a lot of that, but it is so fun. Like, I'm not figuring anything out before it's revealed, but I'm still like, oh, what's happening? And it keeps you very intrigued. Wound cleaning scene. Also, at first, like I wrote this down, I was like, oh wait, because I think I fully committed. You know what? It might have already been known that this is like a Beauty and the Beast retelling. I'm sure it is. Fully committed to the bit. And I was like, oh, the like library scene is like reversed because she's illiterate and like self-conscious about that. And like, that's kind of beautiful. But then we had the gallery scene, which was just, and then, oh, my heart. And also the like rescue scene. And oh, when I found out they could lie, Feyre, what are we doing, honey boo? I I keep forgetting that they're wearing masks. And so like I'm picturing and then they like say something about the masks and I'm like, get it through your head, Abigail. Like I keep forgetting. Her confession in the garden and then she was like self-conscious about it. Girl, you have every right to be upset that your family didn't fight for you. Like after you've been slaving for them your whole life. Like what? No, don't you dare feel self-conscious about that, Feyre. Like you deserve to break down every night if you want to. I would fully support that. You're doing great. Like don't feel bad about that. You read on this page, he left me and I took a gasping breath, not realizing I'd been holding it. This like took me out so bad because I just, you know, there's been so much discussion like on this line. But I love this line. I love it. I don't care. I think this is fiction. This is writing, okay? I don't care. Have your own opinions. Just need to go on a rant on Tamlin alone. Like, I mean, who wouldn't be in love with this? When he writes her poems and then she gets nervous because she can't read them. And so he starts reading them to her. Oh, he mentioned mates, which like, but also that made me think of Wattpad. I'm sure that that's just like a fantasy thing that I'm not used to, but I was like, oh no, werewolf fan fiction. Oh, she went to like the spring fire thingy. Was that Rysand? I think it was Rysand. But also like, I'm in love with Tamlin right now. So like, do they have like a mating bond or something? Because how else do people stop cheering for Tamlin? Oh gosh, now I'm worried. What's gonna happen? What is he gonna do? Or what is happen? Is he gonna? No. Just another note about how I love Tamlin. And then I said, JK, what the flip is this ritual? Like, I was like, oh, party. I was the same as Feyre. I was like, I would have gone out, like, if I heard the freaking drums, I would have been like, nobody's partying without me. I have too much FOMO for that. But like, what the crap? When they explained it, I was like, oh. And then that scene, Stevie Samantha, Stevie. Oh my, I am not prepared for anything that's gonna happen. Okay, so basically the moral of the story is that I love Tamlin and Feyre. I love Feyre too. I'm going to read more today. It's Christmas Eve, but I'm just gonna avoid my family and pretend like I don't like them. So here we go. Hi. Okay, so I'm a little bit early. I was going to wait until I was 3/4 of the way through the book, but so much has happened and I need to talk about all of it. And I just know more is gonna happen if I keep reading, so I need to talk about it now. Okay, also, this is what I wore to our Christmas Eve service. And it was my dad's idea, so. Rysand, what the crap? Did I misunderstand all of book talk? Like, aren't they obsessed with him? I thought he was the one that said like, Feyre, my darling, or Feyre, my dear, whatever. The flip he says, like, how does this man have a redemption arc? Like, literally almost kills her. And he's like a hoe for this evil chick? I'll believe it when I see it. Like, I just don't, and what has Tamlin done wrong? Nothing. I love this man. The line when he said, I love you, thorns and all. I love him. So I just don't understand how Rising comes into the picture, if he does. Of course the glamour didn't work on Nesta. Like, how did I not see that coming? And also, I'm so sorry for disparaging her name earlier because, oh my gosh, I'm in love with this woman. She's amazing, and she might not be frilly, she might not have a lot of sentimentality, if you will, but she went after my girl, risked her freaking life, thinking she would probably die for her sister, and flipping, oh, I just love her. She's so strong-willed and cool, and she reminds me of you, Samantha. I don't know if that is rude, because I don't know what else she does in the future, but at this moment, when I love her, she reminds me of you. I'm nervous for my girl right now. She's like under the mountain, in the tunnel, attacking. I haven't remembered a single name of these fairies. Every time I hear a name of a fairy, it's like But she's with that really big scary one that was like in the garden that she couldn't even see because it was so big and scary. So that's no good. I'm stressed. But isn't she in the other books? This isn't a Veronica Roth situation where, right? It's gonna be a struggle for me to put this book down tonight, honestly. But you know, it's Christmas Eve, need to do Christmas Eve things, need to be with my family. So I am probably gonna read it after everybody chills out and goes to bed. Merry Christmas. It's 12:22 a.m. and I just finished A Court of Thorns and Roses. Wow, I just have so many thoughts. Like literally so much happened since I last said something like in a video. So, okay, Rysand. I don't understand how we move past. I know theoretically, blah, blah, blah. He was trying to get Tamlin like so mad. I just don't know if I can get past the wine and the dancing, like, and the paint. I don't know if I can do it. When Feyre and Tamlin, like, all the, like, challenges have been going on, whatever, they finally, right before the third challenge, should get a moment alone. And these people immediately, let's communicate. Let's try maybe some words. Maybe let's use our mouths in other ways. Just a thought there. I don't think I've ever solved a riddle in my life. So as soon as I saw a riddle, I was like, absolutely not. I would have been dead. Although once she started figuring it out, I was like, of course it's love. I was like, wait, it's love, it's love, it's love, because I was just thinking about her situation, of course, but like, I never would have solved that on my own. I really want to know what happens. Rysand at the very end. Oh, haven't even talked about this yet. Feyre turns into a high fae. What the what? I was wondering if she was just gonna stay human for the rest of the series, because I thought like that's got to be inconvenient, right? I mean, like it's already been very inconvenient this whole book, and I know they only get thicker. No, she's a high fae now, which I don't even know what that means. Honestly, I read this whole book and I barely know what it means. How does she keep interacting with her sisters now that that happens? Here are my overall thoughts. I ashamedly maybe understand Belle from Beauty and the Beast way better than I ever have before. I used to think she was kind of crazy, was not one of my favorite Disney princesses, but now I kind of get it, you know, like I can't blame the girl. Okay, at certain points this reminds me of the Vampire Diaries, which is such a weird connection, but like the fairies and like the whooshing, I'm thinking of like their speed, like that reminds me so much of the whooshing. I don't know, that's just what I pictured in my mind. It's probably totally inaccurate, but then also like just like how they're like eternal and like super powerful, and they just create a lot of family drama, like especially the originals. Like they're just like, well, you know, might as well like kill this person today, like lol. I do think this had much fewer plot holes than that show did, but you know, it would be hard to have more. Things I loved about this book. Characters, brilliant. I do think some of them were a little harder to understand just because they're playing by such different rules since it is a fantasy, but I think like by the end I understood all of their motives a little bit better, even the villains. The storytelling in general, which is fantastic. I loved the mystery aspect of it, like trying to figure things out. I never figured a single thing out before I was expressly told it in the book, but that's okay. Overall, I'm so glad you made me read this, even though I was super reluctant at first. It's not my favorite book I've ever read. I'm sorry, but it is a 5-star read for me. I loved it. It was great, kept me so entertained. I didn't want to put it down, so heck yeah, I'm excited to read the rest of the series. Woo! I hope that in the next book we at least get like one happy scene of her and Tamlin just like running around the spring court, just like having the time of their lives, because they have earned it. Like, Feyre, don't you dare have nightmares about this. You did what you had to do, okay, girl? No one can blame you. People will blame you, but I will not blame you, and you should not blame yourself, okay? You need to know that you did what you needed to do. You saved so many people, and you did it in selflessness. I could read your thoughts. I love you, Samantha. Merry Christmas. Thank you for making me read this book. I hope you've enjoyed this stupid vlog. Now I have to edit it before in the next 12 hours. And also my computer's on its last leg, so here's hoping it doesn't die as I try to upload video to it. Hello and welcome to an editor's note. It is January 2nd. I did in fact guess correctly. My laptop was not able to handle this video, so I didn't get the video to her on December 25th, but what I did was wrap her book and give it back to her, and then wrote like an index card of a little review and told her that the video was coming. I did notice when editing that I had manual focus on my camera on at all times. So I'm out of focus about 50% of the video, and I apologize for that. Also, I interrupted myself. At the very end, my theory was that Ryzan saw something about like a mating bond or something, because I think that's the only reason that her and Tamlin wouldn't end up together, that her and Ryzan are like meant to be together. So I think he saw something and that's why he like stumbled, but I got interrupted by my own self and didn't say that earlier. People are literally setting off fireworks right now. Like, Jesus is trying to sleep. I just don't understand the thought process here. Can we not wait until New Year's Eve? I also loved her acknowledgements, loved the mention of Styles and Scott. You have to see it. Wait, this is a pronunciation guide. Resand? No. That can't be right. You're telling me this is not Ryzan. Prithian? Oh, I don't think I was saying that right either. This is why I don't read fantasy, so I don't embarrass myself in my head. And with that, I bid you adieu and Merry Christmas.